Welcome to Sipping Reality X with Jill and
Megan. Well, we have our first guest speakers on our podcast today of people that we really love.
So we have talked so much about this wonderful couple that we have met and that we have enjoyed many evenings with. So we'd like to introduce Kelly and Peter, aka Lady Kelly and Slave Boy.
Welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah. So we've been really curious, me and Jill, about your dynamic, how you guys met, and really all we know is that you were her dom for like 10 years and it switched and now she is your dom and you're a married couple and you don't switch anymore and it is just one straight dynamic of her doming you now, and we're just really curious how you guys met and how that developed, so we'd love to hear about that.
Well, my love.
Yes.
You gonna tell them how you tricked me? No.
Yes, Lady Kelly.
Okay.
He wanted it. He wanted it. He loves it. Yes,
Okay.
he does.
No. I would say like it started out like, I mean, our story is that Kelly was a one-night stand. Then again, the next morning after the one-night stand, we drove over to the apartment that I lived in, and
Well, wait a minute. You forgot to tell them that you were checking off countries.
I was checking off countries.
Oh, okay.
So again, I wasn't
New
planning on.
information.
I wasn't planning on actually having a relationship. Like I said, I was just checking off countries. I was in America on a visa for 18 months, and the first two ladies I played with and everything, one was Russian, one was from Israel. So all I asked Kelly that night is, "Are you American?" And she said yes, and I was like, "Okay, check." And
She was a check.
You're a check.
and
Yes.
Wow, 30 years later.
Yes, yeah.
and yeah, so and so
You never know.
No.
She checked off the list and everything. She was cute and she was American, so that's all I needed for that night. And the next morning, after we had fun already, I brought her to the apartment and I figured, like, let me take a look if she's kinky too. So I handcuffed and shackled her and hogtied her and played with her, and she let me do all the stuff with her. And
That
But
gets
I
me
was
excited
not
just hearing
kinky
it.
at all. I didn't even know what BDSM was at that time. Like, I had no idea. I went into it completely blind.
Oh, wow, you're a
Wow.
bondage virgin.
Yes.
Wow.
With no idea what was about to happen to you. That is so exciting.
and she loved it.
Yes, I did. But when I look back at it, I didn't really know you, and I trusted you. You could have been a mass murderer or something, but you were not.
Thankfully.
Lucked out, yes.
Not on the news.
No wonder she likes to tie him up so much now. I'm getting it. It's all making
Because
more
he
sense.
ruined her.
He ruined her.
He ruined her. Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
He corrupted Lady Kelly. Yeah.
It's okay. You can handle it, slave boy.
Yes, mistress. Well trained here. No, and from there, I think for several years we initially explored our BDSM journey ourselves together. Did some rope classes, like when we lived in Philadelphia, and tried some toys. And again, the internet wasn't like as prevalent that you could find everything, and terminology was also some new stuff there, and it wasn't as spoken about as it is now. When we moved here and everything, I think that's when, when we went Philly, still we started like switching already a little bit.
Yeah. How did that come about? The
Or
first
how far
time
was that
you
into...
Maybe like that, maybe like 9-10 years, like in that mark when we started
Okay.
to switch. And then I think after you realized how amazing it is to have all the power, I think that's when you didn't want to
Well,
switch.
you taunted me, and then yes.
And then she took it.
And then I took it, yes.
True, yes. Like
You
like,
handed the baton and she grabbed it
Yes. there
yes,
you
like
go.
somebody else I know.
and lit it on fire.
Like somebody else he knows.
Yes,
Yes, you're really good at doing that for women.
is.
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you,
Again,
slave boy.
like I said again, women are superior. But okay. That being said, some women.
He knows.
I'm
He
not.
knows what to say.
I mean, I am. My partner would call it topping from the bottom. I
Yes,
think I do that.
yes, or your brat. But okay.
I am. I am a brat.
No, but no, because people
Or
ask
your
us, people ask us over the years, like how the switch happened, and I think the best when we thought about this and talked about it is like, as I became more successful in my career, and again, I don't like the word powerful because I just really don't like this for a work environment.
Responsibility.
But I had more responsibility. That's
More
a better way.
mental need for mental energy. And
Exactly. Like with
your
more.
brain doesn't stop going when you have so much to care for and think of.
That I think is a much, much better way to phrase it. And that really, I needed the outlet to really be like,
Subspace.
Not think.
have a substance and not think. And like, we're more like not have a choice, you know, like
Yes.
kind of like we always like when we had this amazing class with Princess Carly, and but one thing I took away from her is like describing what you want in feelings and not in task. You know, not say like, oh, I want you to tie me up and gag me and so on. Like it's no, I want you to make me feel helpless.
Yes,
Yes.
I can understand that
Yes.
completely.
And it there's many ways to do this, and it also differentiates with the partners. You know, like as you play with different people, there are people who I can feel helpless with just purely when they talk to me, versus like other people I feel like I need the whole like tying up, blindfold, gag, and everything to feel helpless in the moment.
Right.
And
Yeah,
Well,
but
it's wonderful.
Also, you two are more sensory, and not pain.
oh, absolutely,
Oh,
yes, absolutely.
That's a
And
good point.
Yeah.
like again, my again, and I think again, it's a journey for everybody. You know, I don't think that there is like one way. You know, like I think you have to find your own way, because like when we meet other femdoms and they're like, oh, I just like do this and this to my husband, I like whip him, beat him, and I'm like, not my cup of tea. And then people think like, well, but you're a slave boy. And I was like, yes, but in your own form, because I'm giving my submission to you.
Well, you're also kind of offering up what you want done to you. Also, it's not like you can't just have a femdom come in and dom you the way they want to dom you, like you're saying. It has to be.
That's not a true dynamic.
No.
There's no true trust and relationship and bonding and consent built into that, which
'cause we all
sometimes
have our-
happens, and it's not. That's when things are unsafe.
Right.
Compared to a true dynamic that's building, where you both discover what you both like, and then you can both engage in that.
Also, you love her and you want to please her.
That's very true.
And
That is
I
true.
think that even if there's something that you don't like as a sub, you know, I think, or a slave, you will do it to please.
Oh,
Also.
absolutely.
If they like it. If that's what they like or want from you or want to see you do, you want to please them so deeply that you would do it for them. So that's how these true dynamics grow. Where you're not doing it, but she knows your hard limits. You know?
Yes.
Right, and again, pain is also relative, you know. Like, for example, like, I can handle some facelifting, I can even handle some spanking and everything, and a little bit of flogging, I can do some CBT. But then we have friends who are truly living like the sadism and masochism out.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you do you,
Yeah.
I over here.
I
Okay.
literally,
Well, that's how I feel.
I
don't
just saw a
want
picture
bruises.
of this woman bent over and she had masking tape on her butt cheeks. She was spread wide and tacks.
Oh,
And so every time she would get fucked, the tacks would push into her butt cheeks.
oh.
And you could see above, like, there were other, like, pinhole marks on her butt. And I'm like,
Ouch.
like, no, like, I'm not going to yum on her. I mean, ick on her yum. She likes that.
Ick on her yum.
Ick
I
on
like
her
that.
yum.
That was good.
But I don't like that.
I don't
like,
want that,
That's no, thank you. I don't want puncture wounds on my
Yeah, no.
my body.
But
Well, we've done bottle caps before. That can be very painful too. But the tax, I totally agree with you.
Oh my
Yes,
God.
that's.
Well, why don't you share what you
could
did?
draw blood with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
You're
Why don't you
puncturing
share
your
what you
skin.
did with the bottle cap? This is
Yeah,
poor
well,
young
I'd love to
man.
hear about that. I was just gonna ask.
Right? New story.
Yeah.
Juicy.
Not with me, but with somebody else.
Yes,
Why don't you
with
tell?
somebody else, I put a bunch of bottle caps on their ass and taped it. What do we use?
You use duct tape. You put
Yeah.
duct tape
Yeah.
and put the bottle caps on them and put them on his butt cheeks on the lower half. And what did we do after that?
Then we went out to eat, and so he had to sit down. And as he was sitting, every time,
Oh,
yeah, he
shoot.
could really feel them. Yeah.
And those are a tiny bit spiky too. When you,
Yeah.
Yes, and there
And-
was one of them I think that was like really spiky, and yeah. So every time he sat, he was trying to sit there and have a conversation, but he could feel it, and yeah. Every time I looked over, I could see on his face I love that stuff.
I can tell by the look on your face right now.
Yeah, I can
we
see
need
it in your
video
eyes.
for
It's
this.
all about the reaction that you get from other people. Like
Yes.
Right.
they're enjoying it, but you're also enjoying it too,
Yes.
as a dom. Like
Yeah.
it's both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you made sure he had to sit on the bench. It was hardwood and everything, so it pushed in nicely, not on a
Yes.
nice chair.
Yeah. So
Smart.
yeah.
Oh,
So-
I love the sadism in her eyes.
I know.
Don't you?
I know. It makes me
It
happy.
does. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
The pleasure that she takes
Well, that's
in
the
it.
sub in me too. Is that when I see Lady Kelly please, it pleases me.
Me too.
And so
Yes.
Lady Kelly is like always the ultimate dom in the room.
She is.
Yes.
She's-
And we all seek to please her.
Yes, we do.
And I will torture Slave Boy to please Lady Kelly.
And I will just be tortured by Lady Kelly.
Yes,
too,
and I'll
so
love that
that's
too.
fine.
Works for everybody.
We're all happy.
Very true, very true. No, but it goes back to like when people talk about like lifestyle or so, and like you do that always really well when people like start reaching out. They're like, oh, I'm a no limit slave, and what do you always say, like?
I was like, oh, so I can just chop your arm off? And they're like, no, wait a minute. I'm like, well, you said you had no limits. Well, I do have limits. I'm like, there you go. You
Right.
say they don't have any. Well, obviously you have some. Run from those people that say, oh, I don't have any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the next topic that we were thinking of hearing from Lady Kelly and Peter with their experience in the lifestyle and BDSM for so long
Right.
is what their experience has been with health in the lifestyle, and also with some toxicity and running into people who are in toxic situations. And
Right.
it can be very dangerous for you to tell people that you're a no limit sub or slave. If I'm
You're
no
talking to the
limits
wrong
and you're
person.
talking to somebody that's not safe, unlike Lady Kelly,
Right.
you don't know what they could end up doing. It's a very dangerous, could be a very dangerous situation to put yourself in.
Yeah.
Right. And I think instead of using the word, like, for example, if you have somebody who said, like, you know what, I trust you and love you enough, so whatever you decide is good, I would go maybe with a phrase that you're using, like consensual, non-consent kind of thing, you know, because I feel like that is a little bit closer to like, hey, I'm not consenting to this beforehand, but like I give you permission to do this. Just like I always say, like whatever Lady Kelly agrees to for play, outside of me knowing or so, or yes, you ask her, can I do this to him? And she's like, yes, then that will happen to me, you know, like,
Yes.
Because
because
we establish trust. Not
It-
everybody has that.
Exactly.
Exactly. You know, and trust is critical. I mean,
Yes.
we have been blessed, like I said earlier. So we had friends in the lifestyle, like that, like to start out with, like for the first 7 years that we started with. And in the beginning, you see some couples starting out, and then they break apart because they think this could fix their relationship, and
Yeah.
Megan's talks about
We've-
that,
yeah.
yes.
and it typically does not.
No.
I'm not saying it cannot happen. I'm just saying
I think
what
the
we have
only
seen.
way that a couple can play in the lifestyle, they have to have a healthy relationship first.
I
They can't use the lifestyle to do that. Just like a single person can't use the lifestyle as therapy. If you come into the lifestyle and you're not healthy and you're in a healthy mindset, it's not going to be good.
no
Either way.
To totally agree.
No.
And I think it is critical that, like I said, people establish a trust, and
Yeah.
because we are like that kinky swingers, so like Kelly swings also, and I don't, so it's not only BDSM, but it's a swinging part too. And it is always interesting to see when people like, they're like, oh, we want to be friends first, and then I always ask them, I'm like, okay, so if you want to be friends first, where's the marker? At which point do you feel like, oh, we have enough friendship, so now we can fuck,
Right.
or now I can
I
start.
trusted you guys right off the bat, and she fucked me right away.
Yes, I did.
Well, we sat and talked for a couple
Yeah, we
hours.
did.
though.
Well, I mean, but in the
There
same
was,
day,
there
like
was trust
we.
built.
That's the
because-
thing. We didn't need to build this friendship and
No,
then cross
but there
that line.
was trust built.
It was
There
the trust.
There was a lot of conversation.
Yep.
There was learning about history. I already knew.
We already
that
knew
you
they
guys
res-
had been married,
and that
for
they respected
nearly 30
boundaries.
Years, that yes, and then
Right.
can I touch you with this? Can I do this? Can I?
We
can
knew
I
you
slap
guys
your
cared
face
about
now,
consent.
Megan?
Right,
when
yeah.
Peter slapped your face, you know. like,
We quickly developed
Yes, it
trust
was
with each
clear.
other, and that's why
Yes.
we did that. It was
Right.
some people you don't know right away. Some people
No.
you do. Some people you need to feel out a little bit longer.
yes,
Right, and I think it's a lot of vibe as well, because
yes,
it's like an aura or something around it, you know. Like
Going with your gut, your first instinct.
The energy
too.
body
Right.
too,
Yeah.
recognizing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It really is, and
You need discernment.
I think the challenge is like that, like we have been, like I said, blessed that we had like several friends like over years and years that actually were starting out in the bedroom, and then they became more friends, and then for years we played in the bedroom, and then it becomes really more friendship and less bedroom play.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't mean we don't have that anymore. It's just like it evolves. You do so much more together that, yes, like if you would be just like a play couple, maybe you see each other like once a month or so, or twice a month. Now that we're doing all the other things, we see each other like every week a few times, because we also going egg throwing together, or we're going like out for dinner together, or the kids play together, or we're on vacation together.
Right.
All those things like add to more time of your life, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. What are you thinking?
What I'm thinking is something very special, but okay, but that's for a different episode.
That would be a whole other episode.
That would be a whole other
We may have
episode.
to record another episode.
We were
because I want to
gonna.
know what's in your
We're gonna
minds.
have to.
Yeah.
Good
Has
day
it ha-
out.
it
We're
has-
gonna have to figure out how to record while you guys
Remotely.
are remote.
Yes.
We will figure this out, absolutely. No, but would you agree that it is so much better to have a lifestyle circle of friends that you can play with and fulfill fantasies and everything,
Yes,
and do
I
stuff?
Totally agree with
Yeah,
that.
that's what we wanted to touch on next, is how you guys kind of planned out. I know it didn't, like you said, it didn't happen overnight. You guys had to develop these relationships with people and this like safety net of people that you play with.
And I think it starts out, and correct me, honey, where I might be wrong. I think it starts out with like that you build again trust within those couples, because we don't all play all the time together.
Right.
Because it depends on what we do. Some of them like gangbangs. Again, if I have a choice to be tied up, licking shoes and being on the floor the night, or I can like fuck a whole row of women, I choose the floor. You know,
Yes.
some of our friends would choose the line of women.
Right.
Yeah.
So, depending on what the play is, certain people will show up for the particular play.
Right.
And every play is different depending on what the person that you're playing with, what they like.
Exactly, like, you know, like, so like some people come to certain things and some people don't like certain things of play, and so like that. So I think like that it's important to understand like what everybody likes, and you have to find the right dynamic for the right play and so on. Like, for example, our really, really close friends that we play with frequently and do so much with, when they do the gangbangs, we don't join. Like, it's not your thing.
No.
Yeah.
It's not my thing and everything. So like it's not something we do, because like it's just like they do that and that's totally fine, and so on. So, but like I think it's about, like I said, building trust. Like, you know, like really like helping each other out with a fantasy. You know, saying like, hey, here's what I like, and they're like, oh, here's what I like, and it's about communication. I
Right.
really think that communicating about what you like. What do you
Yes.
like?
What do I like?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, I like lots of things.
Why don't you share with the listeners some of the wonderful things that you like?
Oh, Jeez, where could we start? I don't know.
What's your favorite?
Oh boy, what's my favorite? Ugh. I don't know. I have lots of things I like. I love to see you tied up, helpless, horny. I also like to dom with other people because you feed off of each other, off of vibes, off of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go on to lots of other things too.
Please do.
How about piss drinking?
Okay, didn't have to go there.
Okay, well, you said go somewhere.
It's like
so
that
I
brings
went
up
there.
bad memories.
I definitely think that's where we should go right now.
Yeah.
I'm on board. I'm
Yep.
listening.
Okay.
She's for it. Jill's
Okay.
for it.
So,
I'm for it.
like I talk about, like when I think you mentioned earlier the time when I pushed you like to like that limit. I think that was our trip to Washington when we did this in the minivan.
Oh, yes, it was.
And I told Kelly, I said, like, you know what? I want you to do something to me that we have never done, and something interesting, intense, and everything, so you don't like just like repeat what I did to you. And I said, like, let's not talk until you come up with an idea. Kids were in the back seat, all three. I think it was all three of them, right?
All three of them, they had headphones on, watching TV.
Yeah, and then we were driving and everything, and then all of a sudden you said, I have an idea, right?
Yes. and the idea was to piss on you or have you drink pee, and I think you almost swerved off the road.
I actually did go in the median of the highway for a moment with a minivan. Not long, but yes, there's I'm sure some grass marks there.
You asked for it. Something new.
Something new, that's right, you did.
That you
asked.
had never done to her.
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
I should be more specific.
Maybe next time.
Next time, yes, honey.
No, but I think you actually put it out there, things that you don't want now. So she would do them to you.
Yes.
I see you do that sometimes.
Yes.
You make suggestions that are to your detriment.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But those are because I know they make her happy.
I know that. I know.
So it's to please.
It comes from her database.
Yes, I mean
From what you know that she loves.
exactly. Like
Yes.
I'm feeding into what I know she likes, and
Yes.
and almost like an algorithm. I anticipate what her next like will be and everything.
I'm really looking forward to tomorrow evening.
Oh my gosh.
And getting to
forgot about
actually use and dirty the funnel.
Oh yeah.
And I can't wait for Lady Kelly to see that.
Yes.
I don't even know what's gonna happen to me.
I don't know, but you're going to be sore from today, so
God.
it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it is. Well, and I understand your position because as a very submissive person, I am very turned on by things that I don't necessarily like, but I know that my partner pleases my partner. And that turns me on.
Right. And I think for me, it's twofold. So it's one, my suggestions are coming to please my wife and my Lady Kelly. And but I think the other part is also feeling helpless when it's being done to me. You know, like because again, when you're horny, you're like, yeah, you can do this to me. Great, yeah, I'm horny. Yeah, fuck, do this to me. And then let's use piss for an example. The moment the first piss enters my mouth,
Oh,
ooh,
I see your face.
Well, yeah,
It makes me go, oh.
exactly. So it's clearly that you can see that I'm not enjoying doing it.
No.
And
Yes.
so on. But
you're enduring it for me.
Yes.
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 And also then being made by my mistress or by you or so to actually drink it all or as much as you decide makes me feel very, very submissive and helpless.
Yes.
Because at the moment I'm typically tied up, completely helpless anyway. And I don't think I would have a lot of choices if you really wanted to force me. You know? Which, again, makes it very, very hard because I want to feel completely helpless.
Yes.
And this is for me, like I want to be helpless and horny.
back to the feeling. That is the feeling that you desire.
That's the
Yes.
feeling. I desire that feeling
Well,
too.
I also feel like I won when I say, you say to me, oh, I'm willing to do anything. That's when I know I got you.
Her face when
I'm
she
willing to do
said that. I love
anything.
She
Yes.
said anything.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it's actually
This is
again
good.
like again that's how some of these things came up with like pee drinking, bug eating, or some other horrible things.
Or sucking cock.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of cum eating tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
You ready, slave boy?
No,
I am so ready.
you all three look more ready than me.
I can't wait to see a slave girl and slave boy just totally dominated and helpless in that hotel room tomorrow night.
I am nervous.
I am
Nervous?
at all.
Oh, you're
I
not
am
nervous.
I am.
No, but it's all about again people. So many people when we meet them because as you know we also teach BDSM to couples or at events and swinger parties. So many people don't know what they like.
No, they don't.
I mean, like it is.
That's very true.
It is.
But people don't know
my-
how they feel. That's why they don't know what they like. People aren't aware of their own feelings.
No, you're absolutely right.
And like that woman said to you, it's not the thing, it's the feeling.
Exactly, because again, like you can get the feeling out if you say like, "Oh, I want to be in pain." There's many ways you can give somebody pain. You know, like we talked earlier about with those tags in the butt. Yeah, that hurts. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can flog, you can slap, you can. I mean, there's so many ways to do this, or make you kneel on rice. I mean, as simple as that. You know, like that will hurt.
Oh, I think people are way out of touch with their feelings, and that's why they can't put together what they like.
I think it is more a society-driven issue that people don't allow themselves to say like, it is okay
That's a
to
big...
feel this way.
Yeah,
It is
no.
There's a lot of shame, which is why I was shocked, and I've talked about this on the podcast, that I really enjoyed being holes in a slut for my daddy. I mean, we had a whole episode talking about how adamant I was against that, because I did not want to be treated that way.
You were super adamant.
Nobody was going to talk to me that way or treat me that way. And then with the right person that I felt so much safety with started to treat me that way, and I reacted positively.
Craved
and I
it.
was shocked that my body
Right.
my mind didn't even respond. My mind didn't like that he was saying it, but my body said, ooh, I like that. And then he told me my body liked it. He's like, oh, wow, you like that? Look how wet you get when I say that, or when I do that, or when you do this.
Right.
And I was like, wow, I like that. And that's when I was able to make the connection in my mind that I liked it. And then it was like, game on. Like, yeah, like, let's do this.
So maybe it's more than twofold. Maybe you have to have someone that you can experience those things together, and then somebody that you trust, and then the shame has to be out. You have to. There's a lot of shame around sex, obviously.
Well, that's like one of the biggest things that we've experienced in being able to play with Lady Kelly.
I thought I had a
Slave
sex
Boy
addiction my
and
whole life.
Well, and their friends.
I literally did. I thought I had a sex addiction.
But staying on that for just a second, that's like one of the biggest internal shifts that I've had from meeting you two.
Yeah.
Was experiencing that safety and that non-judgment. And then the night that you brought your couple friend in to play, and Megan was unaware because that was part of her fantasy, and there was no sense of judgment or anything unsafe in that room. The energy, the discernment, the vibe
That
was
did change
so
us.
safe. It
did.
changed us and overwhelmed us. And we knew sitting in the car that night, we were sitting in the car talking at the hotel, waiting to go in. And we said, tonight is the start of something.
Yeah.
And it was.
Yeah.
And we knew ahead of time that it was going to be, we didn't know what that looked like or what it would look like or what that meant. We just knew we were walking into the start of something. And that is what we both experienced so intensely that it changed us.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also remember like that the individual dynamic, how people are with each other.
Yeah.
It can be so different. Like I said, like for example, look at you that you just said about like that the inner slut came out, or like the way you were worded when you were submissive, but then also look at your journey right now as mistress, how much you all of a sudden be like, ooh, I own this, and oh boy, I like having a slave boy and everything.
Oh, she
and,
loves it.
or like,
I see it in her face.
Or like, yeah,
in her voice.
I gonna like lock up a guy in chastity and everything here and like keep him up with like whatever like in my neighborhood and everything. Yes, bring me all the keys, boys, you know.
Well, remember you kept asking me when we first met, would you feel bad if you did this to me? And I'm like, yeah, I would feel bad. And then the next time we met, you're like, would you feel bad if you did this to me? And I'm like, yeah, I would feel bad. And then the last couple times I talked to you, you're like, would you feel bad if you did this to me? I'm like, nope. Not at all. Like, I could definitely do that.
That's the true Dom side in you came out.
Yeah,
exactly.
It was unleashed.
It was unleashed.
And again, it's okay. You can have multiple sides because like as much as I have my slave boy side, there's also like when we teach, I'm actually Dr. Fuck.
Or when slave girl's around.
Yeah.
And that Dom naturally comes out.
It does naturally come out towards me.
Yeah, and again,
it's great to see.
I love it.
I love the dynamic.
I love our
It's
dynamic,
exciting.
and I love our dynamic.
yeah, and again,
And I love that Megan's like the ultimate slave girl and just a set of holes for everyone to just use.
I know. He made me cover my face in like shame the other day. We just woke up at the hotel. I think I said this in our last episode, but we woke up and he said, "Oh, you had a lot of orgasms this weekend," and I was like, "Yeah, she gave me one." And he was like, "She?" He's like, "That's Lady Kelly to you." And I was like, "Oh." And I like covered my head with a blanket. I was like, "I'm sorry."
Don't punish me
Or punish me.
You would like that way too much.
I would, yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we've got to get going. But is there anything else you guys would like to share before we have to go?
I would like to tell people like to really, honestly, allow yourself to explore.
Yes.
Allow yourself to
That's okay.
To do things that turn you on when you watch porn or when you fantasize, it is okay. Don't start out with kink shaming yourself or kink shaming your partner. If somebody is willing to share with you, like, hey, honey, I would love to be XYZ. Dress as a girl, I like to be spanking, I like to do this, or whatever it is, talk about it. Figure it out. And then if you can find common ground, do it. But again, like, have the courage to talk about it, because again, like, it's not gonna, nobody will look at your head and be like, yes, I think you're gonna be the cum slut. And oh my God, yes, you will be this from now on.
No.
It doesn't work that way.
Yeah,
You have to
nobody
talk
decides
about
that,
it and
yeah.
everything. Like, build your relationship.
Communication,
It is communication.
that is key. Yes.
And it is trust.
Trust.
Mm-hmm.
And also reading somebody's body too.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a big thing too.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to say is that I really love you, Kelly.
Oh, I love you too.
And I love you guys.
Oh.
We love you both
They're
too.
beautiful.
They are
We
beautiful.
do love you both.
So, in conclusion, this is our amazing couple friends that we talk about
All the time.
and they're moving, and that's okay because we're going to continue our journey from
Yes.
afar.
Yes,
and
we
so
are.
we are still excited to have met you both. And thank you so much for coming on today.
And
Thank
being
you.
our first
Thank
guest.
you for having us.
Yes. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And we'll talk to you all soon. We love you.